Since 99% of us completely suck at Rocket League, we Rocket League players strive to make ourselves look as cool as possible. So here are some tips to help your montages look more professional. So this video will be divided into two major parts. Part 1 will be things you can do regardless of what editing software you use, as long as it's not complete garbage. And the second part will be things specific to people using PC, and I'll talk about things regarding Dollycam and Reshade and other things that are more specific. So, section 1. One of the biggest things you can do to help with your own editing is syncing the beat to the music properly. This can be done using markers or just by ear, but whatever you do, make sure each goal and, if you can, transition to a new clip happens on some beat or sub-beat of the music. The next huge improvement you can get is via color grading. Almost every editing program has some color grading ability. You can go in and change and tweak the colors, but one of the most important things with this is not to overdo it. I tend to add a little bit of blue and deepness to the darks and just fiddle around with it. It can also depend on which map you're using. I'm going to take this map I'm on right now and color grade it. Boom. As you can see, it really makes a huge difference to color grading, and it looks so much nicer. And this was not a huge effort. This took me 30 seconds. And it just makes everything look so much cleaner and just gives it sort of an ethereal glow. So this next method is a little harder and definitely requires a little bit more thought into it. There's no presets or anything you can do here. So the next one we have on our list is time remapping or time respeed or whatever you want to call it. But essentially what we're going to do is make the clip slow down in dramatic moments and speed up in other moments. And this will really put emphasis on what you're doing in the clip, and it's what sets apart the better editors in the world from the herds of people who just throw clips together and stick music on it and call it a montage. This is quite complicated for me to explain in this video, but I can give you a basic rundown. In dramatic moments like a goal being scored, you want to slow it down, and then in moments like the ball flying towards the goal, you want to speed it up. And this can be done in a number of ways, but I have a whole video on this for DaVinci Resolve that I'll link in the description. Okay, so another way, if you have a PC, you can just completely do incredible things with your cinematics is via a program called Reshade. Now, I just have a program set up that I can just do this. And it'll put on one of my favorite effects, which is sort of a pink sky and got distance blur. I'm going to show you some of the best effects that can just completely change how good your montage looks. So, what we're going to want to do is press the home button to open Reshade. Now, as you can see, I have all these on, but if you turn these off, it'll go back to regular. And as you can see, it doesn't do much. So one of the first things you should definitely try and do is this light do FR. And so this is a field of view sort of effect. And what this is going to do is put things farther away from the camera blurred. So if you look up at the crowd, you'll see them blurring and unblurring. And I can change, if you want to change the amounts you have, look down here. You can change the broker width. This will change how much it blurs. You can put it a little higher. This changes where it blurs. Blur everything. Blur nothing. So I tend to have it about 4-ish. Some other stuff you can do. And another great one is this adaptive fog. Now what this is going to do is add fog sort of to the farthest out areas. You can change the fog's color. Try a bright white. That's actually kind of cool. Try a bright white for that. And this can just be super useful. Another one I use is depth haze. This is kind of small. It just gives it a little bit of a hazy look. Again, you can change the fog color of the depth haze. make it red. There's a lot of stuff here, so if it gets confusing, you can close up these and then it's easier. Another one is this DPX. This just brightens things up. And you can change the different levels, like you can make it darker. Do the car, you know, all sorts of things. There's millions and billions of options you can choose. Another one I use sometimes is curves. Just kind of does like a color grade in the clip. And so once you're happy with it, you can see the difference it makes between this and this. So now that we've got our color grading in, we're gonna look at cinematics. Now I'm not gonna tell you how to do all your cinematics exactly, because it's really a demanding and challenging process, and it's just too difficult to explain in this video. But if you want to, Linksy has like 3 videos on the subject, and they're all great. But I will show you some things I found to be very helpful. So if we look at our clip here, our car drives up the wall, and if let's say we want to start a thing here. Now what a lot of people will do is have no zoom like this and just put their camera sort of like this and just kind of track the pen. This just doesn't look so cinematic. Even if you got it like this, it's just not so cinematic. So what I would recommend doing is trying to get depth in your shots, like have something close and have something far, and then using the tilt function to add just some more dynamics to your shot, like, because this looks good, but then if you tilt it and kind of change it, this looks like super nice. Maybe get up a little, get over the boost, maybe get under. And another one is being under the ball like this can be really helpful. So maybe you go around. And then also try to be really dynamic when you have Reshade like this, or sorry, Dollycam. It's easy to do crazy cinematics, so I would recommend trying to do the craziest cinematics that you feel comfortable with. And it'll just really kind of, once you edit it, it's just easier to find points to do cool stuff with. I mean, this is just completely random. I'm not actually doing anything. Is also record some player view, because this can help with showing what your shot actually looks like. So you can turn on your Reshade, maybe turn down the broker width, or sorry, the field of view thing, because it'll kind of overdo it if you're looking from a car view. So what you can do is press home once you find the button and go to the do light FR, find where it is and kind of change this so that it's a little bit more like your actual car, like with the fog. Change down the fog factor, because this keeps it looking kind of nice but makes it so that you can believe it's actually your car. So once you do that, all you have to do is record any shots you want to do and stick them into your montage and edit with any other things. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It was immensely fun to make, and I am so happy. The support on our last video was absurd. I mean, we went from like 3 subscribers to like 20 subscribers. It was insane. You guys are just smashing it. Hope to see you in a new video. Bye.